what's up? It's Katie Bang, and today we are watching a video on how to tame a leopard gecko. So this has been a requested video for me because I feel like a lot of people get leopard geckos and have had great experiences with their friends leopard geckos, but then they get one from just a breeder that breeds in a very high volume so that their gecko isn't socialized as much, and by the time the gecko gets there it'll be bitey and feisty and just not appreciate human handling as much as the geckos they've had experience with. So I thought this would be a very valuable video to film, and yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so for leopard geckos, I want to start out by just saying a couple of things. First off is if you look at them, they have a thicker tail. She's a juvenile, so her tail isn't even that thick. She's thick. But their tail can actually drop off and they can detach their tail if a predator picks them up by it, because they are a prey animal. So they aren't this ferocious lizard. They're just a prey animal, and the reason that they are not tame or they get scared and start to get defensive when you're handling them is because they're scared, because they're a prey animal. In the wild we would be seen as a predator, so it makes sense that they are a little bit skittish with us. So you just have to take time. Now the first thing I'm going to say is when you get a leopard gecko, I gave mine 2 weeks in the first week was in quarantine and the second week was in her enclosure, just to let her get used to her surroundings before I tried to handle her at all. I wanted to get her eating, get her on a good schedule, and get her in my system where she was comfortable and doing well before I even tried to tame her at all. Because when I brought her out of the box at BHB Reptiles, I'll link that video down below, she tried to bite me right away. She was, one, stressed because she was shipped, and two, she hadn't been handled that much. And actually in Brian's videos, when they were shipping out leopard geckos, the day before it was her. He was like, oh, this is a feisty one, this is going to be a hard one. So she is feisty. She isn't the friendliest when you go and get her still. She's so pretty though, and I love her. But she has come a long way, definitely. She's just very, very active and feisty. She's a little princess, little diva. After you let your leopard gecko settle in, I would say add a shirt or something that smells like you into their cage. So what I did is I cut up a piece of my shirt that an old shirt that I wasn't gonna wear anymore, and I just laid it under the warm hide because she liked to spend a lot of time there. So every time she was laying in that, she was getting used to my scent. So that's just something I used to my advantage, where she would get used to my scent, get used to me, and would start to get normalized with me. Then, instead of just going in one day and picking her up, I would just put my hand in there and kind of let her go up to it if she wanted to when I was feeding her. And I would just put the mealworms and crickets and everything in with my hands. Just get her used to seeing my hands, and since you're feeding them, that's probably their favorite thing ever. So they'll start to be like, okay, that's the person that feeds me, they're not too bad. So I probably spent about a month just feeding her, getting her used to my scent before I even picked her up, because I like to go slow with things. I like to make sure my animals are comfortable and not compromised. I have her right there. I should have her here. So then I started to pick her up, and what I like to do is make a sound before I pick her up. I'd be like, hi Maleficent, how are you? How are you, pretty girl? So I would talk to her, then I'd pick her up. After I'd pick her up, she would hiss a little bit, get a little scared, and a couple times she bit me. The one thing about when they bite is it doesn't hurt. They don't really have teeth, so it doesn't do any damage. She bites me every once in a while still because she's not fully tamed yet, but I've had a lot of success with her, and she hasn't bit me too much recently, so that's really good. But I would just say go slow. Don't be scared to pick them up, but don't go too fast. So when you're picking them up, just put your hand there, let them sniff, and then slowly scoop them up. Some like to just lay and curl up because your hands are warm. Some are just active, and you can kind of see she's walking along my hands. So just let them do whatever is comfortable for them. And yeah. So today's creature call is Savannah Callahan. She's so sweet. She's I just love her. She just has such a great personality. Thank you for all of your Did you get feisty all of a sudden? See? She doesn't like my hair. If you look at both videos, she gets weird about my hair. It's Savannah Callahan. Thank you so much for being so supportive. I love you. And yeah, I love all of you guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next video. Bye!